There are certain business owners that I do not feel sorry for. I know some people are going to tell me, Mike, you got to be more understanding, but this irks me. What I'm about to describe in particular irks me. So when I have a conversation with a business owner and they tell me, Mike, man, this person ripped me off. Like, they said that they were going to coach me and that they were going to do this and they were going to do that. And I asked them, who, if you don't mind me asking, who is this individual? And I go, this person's name is George. Show me what George presented to you that made you believe that George knew what the hell George was talking about. And they're like, oh, well, George doesn't do too much on social media. I'm like, excuse me? Hold on. So George, out of nowhere, sent you a message and said, hey, do you want to get more sales in your business? You said yes. Y'all hopped on a call and you bought from George. Now I want to pause here. And I want to say that there's two sides to the point I'm going to make here, okay? So I'm going to hit both. So George hit you up and you ended up spending $2,000 with George. But George has no social presence. You saw no information from George that made you, there was no evidence that George knew what he was talking about. But you still committed to paying $2,000 over a period of time, over a couple months. Now you want me to help you fix what George was supposed to help you. Gotcha. Now, I hope you understand, and this is something that I mentioned to them, I hope you understand that just because you showed me how you invest in your business, I hope you understand I am not going to be $2,000. Oh yeah, I need this and need that. Okay, cool. So I'm not going to finish the rest of the story because I don't think it's relevant to the point I'm going to make, but this is who I'm talking to in this video. I want to speak to the business owner that is showing evidence that you know what the hell you're talking about. And you're putting that out on social media. But you know what you're not doing? You're not reaching out to people and saying, hey, let me help you solve this problem. George made $2,000. Well, he didn't get the full $2,000 yet. But George made money with no social presence because he merely reached out and said, hey, can I help you solve this problem? You record videos every day, but in your head, you think that people are going to say, man, this person makes cool videos. Let me hit them up and pay them money. Because you think that that's how this world works. You think that everything should just be attracted to you, like everything revolves around you. That is not the largest corporations on the planet. The largest corporations on the planet hire thousands of salespeople to call and to do outbound engagement to get and to make sales. I mean, everybody still is in pursuit of sales, even though they have the brand established. So you think you're that special that people are going to see your content and they're going to say, man, let me pay this person money. That is not how this works. And I don't believe that that is how it will ever work. I think it's going to get worse. So I say all of that to say this. Coach, consultant, or creative service provider, it is your responsibility to, of course, create offerings that are going to be valuable to people, but it is also your responsibility to have some level of control when it comes to how you're pursuing opportunities. The control can't always be with your audience. Everybody else can't always have the control to determine when they're going to hit you up to say, hey, let me solve this problem. You need to have that level of control. You need to have it. So for one, you need tools to do this, right? So, I mean, oh my gosh, I tell people all the time, like, look, you need some type of CRM, some type of management system, a customer relationship management system, so that you could understand who you should be reaching out to and when and for what and to say what and because of what. If you don't have that, like you're operating blind. So, and you also need to track all of your engagement. This is important. This is really important. All right. You have to track all of this engagement. And then this cadence that you're reaching out to people, you need to understand that you're a human. Now, I want to make a slightly different point here, which I think is related. So with everything that's been happening with AI, a lot of people believe that like everything should be automated. Like, oh my gosh, like I need to be able to click a button and it just does everything for me and money is just flowing into my bank account. That's not how it is, and I don't believe that's how it will ever be. And part of the reason why is because when it comes to sales, a lot of people they make emotional decisions and then they back it with evidence. They back it with the reality and truth and facts, right? That's why good content and good facts don't make sales. That's the emotional connection. But part of that emotional part, and hear me out here, part of that emotional part is somebody on the other side of the screen, of the table, of whatever, somebody that is looking at you. In their minds, they're thinking, you have gone through the same emotional process to decide on separating with something, which being money, in exchange for this thing. So because you understand that emotional process and you could be empathetic to that, because of that, I trust that, one, it's been done before, so you've validated that it's been done before, and two, somebody can be held accountable, and then three, you have the evidence to back why I would be making a good decision. And with all of the AI, let's not forget that the A stands for artificial, okay? With all of the AI out there, that is the one thing that AI cannot do. Okay? AI cannot do that. So, in your business, take control. Take control. Please find what method works for you to do some level of prospecting, because it is absolutely necessary if you want to survive. It doesn't even matter if you find a sales job. You could find a sales job, you still have to prospect. Doesn't matter all the leads that come in, you still have to prospect. Okay? Please practice this skill. In the description in this video, I wrote a blog post, and inside of the blog post there's a download for you to check it out. It's a free ebook for you to, and workbook for you to be able to understand like what prospecting is and how you should lean into it. So if you have any questions about this stuff, as always, do not hesitate to hit me up. All right, peace.